You may not believe. You may think it's not real.
Is anybody there? What could be haunting this place?
Do spirits really exist? Use your voice and communicate to us.
I'm Bex.
And I'm Sean
Uncover the truth.
on the Ghost Dimension channel.
I have heard and seen spirits since I was a small child. It was scary at times, especially when I understood not everyone could see or hear them. Yet my parents knew it was true and they supported it. The ability progressed once I became an adult. Working at Children's Hospital not only heightened it, but gave me a better understanding of it. And the kids were amazing and open to what they heard and saw. That's where I learned to assist people who wanted to cross over. Such a privilege, such an honor. Now, all those years behind me, I have embraced my gift and have been shown one of the purposes is to help people as they walk the human. Working with creatures of the world, the elements, and more, I connect with the spirit lands to share insights and love. So come and walk with me through the amazing journey and let's see what Spirit wants to share today. Hey everybody, I am so sorry. I look like a wreck. I actually am so used to going on at 2:45. I completely forgot we were going earlier today. I'm going to bring on right away. And I'm sorry and I apologize to everybody. One of my daughters was up and yeah, I just lost track of time. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to bring in my sister of my soul and the crystal guru and my good friend Carrie Greenaway. I am so sorry. I'm glad you put that because I was shooting for my normal frame and I was like, what? And I'm thinking, oh my God, that's right. We were going to do it earlier. I so humbly apologize. They came up this weekend and I didn't expect it. It was the Wolf's daughter, who's also my daughter. And so they just left a little bit ago and I was kind of trying to get my wits about me. So I apologize. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, darling.
I am so glad you're here. And for all of you who tune in, I've told a lot of you to tune in to Carrie's live streams that she has on her Spirit and Soul Island. Did I get that right this time?
You certainly did.
Oh, I'm so good. All right, because she is the guru of gems and crystals and how they work, but she has more of an understanding. So if there's things that you may think you need and you can talk to her or text her in Messenger or follow her on her shows, and she can help you get what you need and what'll resonate better for you. But not only that, she does tarot. So we're going to do some tarot reads. Carrie's going to do with our lovely family. And again, thank you all for tuning in. And I humbly apologize. I guess I'm getting old and I'm losing some tufts out of my head. So
I'm actually going to be using Oracle deck tonight.
Oh, you're going to use an Oracle deck. Okay.
Oracle deck, yeah.
Too. Works for me. Okay, so yeah, Cindy Pinkham says, yeah, I was sitting here waiting, and I'm like, yeah, everybody else knew, right? Not me. Okay, let's start with James Ashworth. You can go, my dear.
Ooh. Right, James. Hello, James. How are you doing? Right, let's see what we can get for you, shall we?
Nothing like popping in cold.
Okay, so you're getting a lot of ideas at the moment surrounding you. There's one specific idea that's linked to a lady that you want to manifest, but you haven't got the confidence quite yet to do what you need to do to step forward into that situation. But your idea is divinely guided. That's what the card says. Please take action to bring your ideas to fruition. You're not quite ready to take that step. Whatever that step will be, I'm not sure. I kind of feel it's more a creative idea than a relationship idea. But I do feel that there is a lady involved in this and you do need to move forward with this, but you're not quite sure which angle to take on this. So you're thinking about it, you're perusing it, you're kind of like, it's like a sphere. I've got like a sphere, so you're looking at it from all different angles on this one. And you kind of are looking ahead as well into the future for this one. But as I say, I don't kind of feel relationship per se. I feel more like a creative output on that one. But I also see there's a special place linked to this too for you. So go to that place, see what ideas come to you, and then evolve your idea. But it's a little early to make a step on that. So I want you to just think about it a little bit more and just take your time because you're not quite ready to bring it into fruition.
Okay, James, I hope that resonates with you, and thanks for stopping in and sharing your energy with us. You know, I love it because when we can do this, and now I'm like sinking in here, when we can do this together, it's really good because we can play off and add energy to our connection with the spirit lands. And hopefully you also get to see the different reading styles, right? Because everybody does it a little bit different. See, we are sisters. We've even got similar glasses. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I hope that resonated for James. I hope that did resonate.
Yeah,
I'm not used to doing this. I don't normally do this.
That's all right. I'm going to pull this one. This is for Melissa Stevenson. I am okay. I'm a little bit of off-centered, not in a bad way, but it was kind of a whirlwind day today. Not only do I have Phoenix who's screaming in the background, but to have the kids here too was kind of a little bit of, oh my gosh, now they're leaving. So, okay. So let's see what I got for you, Melissa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So the card that comes up for you today with me is the Dove. Okay. But what I'm getting, and usually this means, you know, it's always a symbol of peace and it's always a symbol like of love. You see them at weddings and everything. But this is what I'm getting for you with this is you need to allow yourself room and space in your own soul so that it can settle and it can kind of settle you into peace and a way of grounding. And it's almost like I'm getting like a lot of kind of like the way I came in just now, all kind of crazy stuff going on around you, a lot of wind, a lot of air, right? So it's being tossed about around you and you kind of like are trying to look for that eye of that storm to go into. And that's what you're going to need to do here. And I want to say probably 2 to 3 weeks. But you need to kind of set boundaries for other people and other things that are going on so that you can make that space for your own soul. And it's all about taking time for yourself and feeding your soul, like feeding yourself things that you like to do, even if it's to nap in the middle of the day, whatever. But I'm being reminded to tell you that you're the keeper. So you're the keeper, the gatekeeper. So you need to kind of push stuff away so that you can take time for the stuff that you need to do for you. And that's what I've got for you today, Miss Melissa, and it is the Dove. I hope that resonates with you, and thank you for stopping in. Dan says hello to everybody. Yeah, we got a great family here, and I've been sending them over to you a lot, Carrie, so I'm hoping they're showing up over there for you. And this gal, I just got informed, I think it was yesterday, she's making plans to come and stay with me next year in the fall. So, you know, you need to do, you know, I'm just saying, my sister, I'd love to have you here too. All right. Hi, Pads. How are you? Chicago. Hi, Denise. How are you? Okay. Brenda Coleman, you get to have a reading with Carrie today. Brenda Coleman. When you're done with this read, I'm going to tell you guys all a little something that happened today too that kind of set us. It was kind of interesting.
Okay, there's a lot of turmoil around you at the moment, and I'm seeing this more in a room, like an office environment. It's not quite a massive office. It's a smaller office, a room with a few desks, but it does feel like a bit of turmoil around there. So that there's been either a high pressure situation or a grievance go on in this particular area. But I want to put you into peace. I want you to remember that you're worth. I want you to remember that you're good at what you do, and I want you to really focus on that. That is not a problem with you at all. It's a problem with the external people projecting onto you. So it's not a question of you at all in this situation. There's a filing cabinet, and it's the second drawer down. There's something to do with the second drawer down in the filing cabinet. Not quite sure what that is about, but there's right. Okay, second, and then we go about 4 files in, something like that. It's one of those file things that you can rifle through, but it's like the fourth file in, something to do with that. Now, with this, as I say, it's a projection onto you, not something you've overlooked or you've missed, but it's kind of caused a bit of a ruption around you. But just remember your self-worth and how good you are at your job. You know what I mean? Or how good you are at what you do. Because you're not at fault here. This is a projection onto you. So they're sending you peace. That's the card they're sending you. They're sending you peace, and they're saying to you that just send back love to the person who's done that to you, because it's them, on them, and not in you, basically.
Those are beautiful cards too, by the way.
Oh,
thank you, Brenda. I hope that resonates with you as well, and thank you guys for stepping in. While I was
quite specific, actually.
I gotta tell you, one of the things, this has been like a wild week for me. That's a whole nother thing. I think I told you when I spoke to you a couple of days ago that my phone died, right? Just brand new phone just died, right? Wouldn't plug in, wouldn't take a charge. It was charged fully. It just stopped. Well, it finally kicked on last night at 11:11, like a week down. I didn't even touch it. It just sprang to noise and bright light. And I was like, okay. So then I was in the front room with the kids because we were watching something. They were watching something just to kind of wind down. And the light, which is on the same electrical outlet as the TV, the aquarium, and the fan in the ceiling on the other side, right? The light, it wasn't like a burned bulb. It shut off and turned back on, but nothing else wavered, right? And I mean, it was a definite like pause, and it wasn't like a burned bulb. So it went on and off. So then earlier today, the kids were in the other bedroom, and the light did the same thing. And it was always when we were speaking about the wolf. Okay. Just before the lights went off in the front room, Spencer, Brianne's other half, says, "Oh my gosh, I got goosebumps." And as he was saying it, it was like somebody took their finger and ran it back over my shoulders and down my arm, and I had my leg crossed and like up my leg, and it was like standing goosebumps, right? Then the light kicks on. Okay. So then later, like I said, 11:11, my phone went off. So today I was doing a reading for him, and we're sitting there, we're kind of winding up, and all of a sudden I have metal heat boards around there. It's water heat for my furnace, they're radiator heats, like nothing against them. The birds wasn't even out there in that end of the house, nothing. And all of a sudden, bam, and it's metal, right? And it sounded, I like looked at him and he looked at me. He says, "What was that?" And I go, "I don't know, what was that?" I said, "That was in the house, right?" So we got up and looked where it came from. Nothing on the floor that would have hit it. I mean, it's all behind plants. The birds hadn't moved. And I'm like, what the heck got me now? I said, what the heck is going on, right? So I went back, sat down, I'll be darned. And I said, you know what? She's got to be screwing with us, right? bam, it went again. And we all just kind of sat there looking at each other. So that's been my couple of days. You never know when spirit's going to pop in. And you need to know that when you think they're not there, they are there watching over us and keeping us safe and trying to put in their 2 cents worth. And it's like, we can't explain it. It just is. Just is. So I thought I'd share that with you because it was pretty amusing. At least she thought it was. Crazy stuff, right? Just crazy stuff. All right. Let's see. Hi, Em. How are you? We got a lot of people here today. Cindy, we're all beside each other. Hang on. I've got cats everywhere today. You're very welcome. Oh, yeah, you picked out the bracelets that Lee and his other half needed. And they worked very well for them. And that's what she's saying. Much, much appreciated, Carrie. Okay, I know. I'm like all over the place. Hi, Pamela French. Hang on, I gotta get past all this stuff. Here you go. Here you go, Miss Pamela French. There you go, Carrie. Your turn.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You gotta get practice. You gotta show the world your stuff.
Oh, I don't know about that. Anyway, self-doubt. Let's not do that bit.
No, because you are so in tune with all your crystals and the work that they do and the energy that they hold and who needs what. This is why you're tuned in. The cards are just a way to link to people for them to focus on so that we can do what we do. And that's what you're meant to do as well. Just saying, and you're good at it. Just saying.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm concentrating.
It's okay. Actually, I'm going to go down. Let them see you.
Oh, God. No, don't do that. Come back. Right, Pamela. Right, all is well. When we go through life, sometimes it feels like nothing's moving forward in the way we want it to, or there feels like blocks coming up, or it feels like there's not something, it's stagnant, it's not moving forward. All I can say on that one is it's setting up. So when you're in this period of time, it's setting it up for the next stage. And that's the period you're in. So everything is happening exactly as it should, in the way it should, to get the best result and allow you to then move forward. So we talk about this as in, like, you pull the arrow back. Yeah, the universe pulls the arrow back and it reaches that point of tension. You're in the sort of pulling back phase. You're not quite there yet to step forward into the next thing. So there's tension growing, not necessarily in a bad way, but everything is playing out exactly as it should do. You're going to understand this. There is going to be a conversation coming that's really integral to you. So you need to listen. You need to listen to what's said, not the words that are said, but read between the lines of what's said, because somebody's going to be expressing themselves without actually saying what needs to be said, if that makes sense. They're going to say it, but they're going to say it in a really roundabout way. So listen with all your senses and listen beyond the words to what's being said. And then that's going to be the release so you can move forward on that one. So that's your card, my darling. All is well, and it will be well for you. So I hope that works out in the way you want it to. If it doesn't, blessings are there anyway for you, because it's going to put you in the right path, whatever. So have faith, trust the process, and move forward with that. But that is definitely a convo. There's definitely a convo coming.
Okay, thank you, Pamela. Thanks for joining in and sharing your energy with us. We appreciate it. And here's a question for you from Dan. What can I do with my crystals and bracelets after they've been in milk for 24 hours, please?
Milk?
I've never heard that one.
Neither have I. Wash them is what I would say.
Yeah, I would too. You can cleanse them in salt and you charge them with the moon and you charge them with the sun. I haven't heard milk. You have what is your salt, right? Salt's another one.
Okay, so what I would say with that is, first of all, give them a good wash, because milk, I've heard of milk in regards to in regards to like a cleansing of negative energy, but I've never used it in regards to crystals before. I've never heard it in terms of working with crystals before. But yes, definitely give them a good wash is what I'd say, and then charge them. But my advice to you would be don't do the milk thing.
Yeah, I don't know where that happened, or if you missed. That's just kind of odd, Dan. I don't know where you got milk, but
I have to say I've heard of it in regards to Fae. When you give offerings to the Fae, quite often you'd put like a saucer of milk out for them and stuff like that, and then you remove it. So they don't actually drink the milk physically; they drink the energy, the essence of the milk. So then cats and stuff won't touch it if the Fae have had it, because it's not soured, but it's had all of its essence taken out of it, its energy essence taken out of it. So then you would get rid of it. So I kind of think there's a bit of a crossover here that maybe it's got a bit confused, but I certainly wouldn't use it in regard to crystals personally. But give them a good wash. That's what I would say. And then get them charged again.
And we charge them?
Depends on the crystal.
Okay.
If Dan tells me what crystals they are, then I'll tell him the best method for charging.
Okay. All right. That was a interesting question. And here you go. James said that was really great. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome, James. Thank you for the feedback.
Yes. And Melissa said the same thing. So let's see. Yeah, they're talking about milk. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. Anyway.
Maybe it's something we can learn.
Yeah. Hello, Gemma.
Hi, Gemma.
Hello, Ness.
Hi, Ness.
Here you go.
They're my girls. They're my girls.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to give you Cindy because I know Cindy really well.
Okay.
She's actually the one that's coming to visit next year. So I'm going to let you give her a read.
Okay. You're making me work tonight, Ben.
Yeah, I am. You know, I'm looking at my arm. I burned my arm the other day, so that's not healing great. Yeah, I'm like, it's been a crazy week. Well, you know, you've had a crazy week too.
I have had a crazy week. Okay, so we have got a lot of passion here. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and your career. The card is quite explanatory, really, on that one for you. You've got the passion card. This goes beyond everything. It's a vitality now for life, and being able to say, right, I get the feeling at one point you was a bit, no, I can't do that. I won't do that. I don't want to do that. I can't. A bit of a no person. So when someone said to you, can we do this or should we do that? You were like a bit no. Whereas I think you flipped the switch almost. It's like you've turned it 180 degrees. And now you're saying yes. And you're saying yes to every opportunity. And you're going, yes, I'm going to do that. And you've got the confidence to do that. And what that's done is it's totally revitalized you, and you've got this passion. So we talk about Kundalini rising, and I feel that you can actually feel it rising in you. And there's like a level of excitement that's sitting here at the moment, and it's rising up, and it's fueling you to push yourself forward and actually achieve things that you wanted to achieve. Whereas before, I don't think you were doing that. I think you were holding yourself back and stopping yourself. Maybe a little bit of anxiety there was sitting on your chest. You need to clear that last little bit going forward. But you've done a lot of that work. You've done a lot of that shadow work for yourself. So you've got to push it up a little bit more. But apart from that, you're raring to go, and you are embracing opportunity now, which you weren't doing, but you are now. There is a way forward for you. I'm seeing you working in a spiritual way, in a different. You're going to learn something new in regard to spirit, and you're and I don't mean like necessarily standing up on platform, but I see a new way of working spiritually for you, that you're going to embrace, and that's really, really going to set you on fire. I even kind of want to make you do like a fire walk or something like that to make you really finish and embrace that rebirthing process that you've put yourself through, which is phenomenal, because I feel really excited, actually. I can feel that coming up in you. So I kind of want to push you to do just that one step more. And spiritually, you're going to fly, love. It's not a problem. I know you're going to fly to bed, but I actually mean you're actually going to fly spiritually. You're actually going to take off, and you're going to do it. This is a very, very exciting time for you, Cindy. Let me know, because I think that's going to be absolutely awesome journey for you. Last little bit of vestiges sitting here. Get rid of them. You're not brilliant. You've actually done the majority of the work. It is literally just a tiny little bit left to do, and then nothing's stopping you.
There you go. That's awesome. See, you're on fire, girl. Thanks,
Is that right? Was
Cindy.
that right?
Yeah, there you go. You're on fire. Yeah, you're on fire. All right, I just want to say hi, Bear and Carrie. How are you both? It's David. Our David.
Hey, David.
I love David. Carrie, I got a lot of footage and evidence when I did my first investigation on Saturday night at Keighley. How do you say that? Keighley? Underground streets in the UK.
Keeley, isn't it?
Keighley? Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce, so.
Don't
That's awesome. I hope we see that soon. And all right, I'm going to let you take Vic too, because I'm going to take Nixie and Carrie.
Okay, dokes.
Okay.
Victoria.
I'm going to fool with this for a second. Hang on. Nope, wrong way. Didn't want to do that. I thought it would do the other way around. Sorry.
Right, okay, you've got claircognizance, which is pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they answer prayers. I'm feeling a very heavy energy on you at the moment. I kind of want to pull you down, or you're pulled down. You're very muted. You're very quiet. You're not expressing yourself the way you need to express yourself, or you feel you can't express yourself the way you want to. So I don't know if you're going through maybe a form of, I don't want to say depression. I don't feel it's as heavy as a depression, but I feel like you're not your normal self at the moment. So I just want to give you a big hug, actually. That's kind of what I want to do. I just want to tell you that everything is going to be fine. It's not something you can do anything about at this moment in time, but you will get through this time. And it, as I say, it feels very, very heavy on you at the moment. So try and release the burdens that you are carrying, which are heavy for you at the moment. But listen, try tuning in when you're doing your meditations. Just listen. The guidance will come to you. You actually know the answers for yourself. It's one of those easy to say, not so easy to do for you. Like when you're in that kind of situation, it's really easy to go, oh, you know the answers, but you do actually know the answers. It's just a question of knowing what you want. And that, again, it's an easy concept, hard to do. So just try and think what feels right for you. If it feels right for you, then it's not wrong. And I want you to really try and think about what it is you want. And then when you know what that is, take that step. But try not to let everything drag you down too much. I've got this weight on my shoulders and it feels really heavy. Try and take that burden off. Think about what it is you actually want, and then know you've got the strength to carry that out. And I just want to give you a big hug and tell you, I promise you it will, whatever this is, whatever this weight is that's on your shoulders, I kind of really just want to let you know it is going to be fine.
I love you. Vic, I hope that helps, girl? All right. Now, Nixie Bale. Okay, let's see what I can get. Let's see what I can get for Nixie Bale. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, this is an amazing card. I love this card. This is the Winged Ones. The Winged Ones, okay, are held very highly in my culture. And they also refer in many other cultures to angels and the divine. And the Winged Ones are the ones that get closest to Creator God for blessings and saying thanks and bringing intentions up so that the universe can respond. And I feel this is a really strong time for you right now at this time to be able to do that. Like there's many blessings that have come to you to this point, but there's more not only that you want, but more so that you actually need. And it's almost like you're feeling a little bit like, I don't think this is ever gonna fall into place, whatever this is. And you're kind of almost like saying, maybe I'm wanting too much or thinking too big, but they're saying don't. You just have to have faith in yourself and put that trust. And again, this is a lot about our souls today. We need to trust ourselves, trust your instincts. And, you know, sometimes what comes in front of us and lies down when we're walking as human is a lot. I mean, we've all gone through it, and it's a lot. And it's easy to kind of get discouraged from that. But this is saying your prayers, your wants, your needs, your desires, they've been heard, and they're putting them so that they will come to fruition in the very near time. And don't give up on that. And definitely don't give up on your dreams. And they're saying dream really big. So that's a kind of a blessing card. And actually, I've had the eagle go by twice today. So that's a real powerful image, and it's a very powerful sign. So that's what I have for you today, my dear. And it is the winged ones. Okay, so I hope that resonates with you a little bit. And thanks for coming on. And you can do Margaret, and then Carrie and Gemma I will do, because I don't think I've read for Gemma. Is Gemma one of yours? Ness is here. Hi, Ness.
Yes, Gemma and Ness are my girls. I say my girls. They're close friends of mine.
No,
so I'm doing...
You're doing Margaret right now.
Oh, right, Margaret.
Yeah, crazy. She spells it backwards. She does it because she thinks I'm dyslexic. She wants to keep me on my toes, that's all. She's been a wee thing too, so I love Margaret.
Right, Margaret, are you feeling a little bit naughty at the moment? As in, are you feeling like a little bit like windy up mode on people at the moment? A little bit teasy is where I'm going with that. You're finding things quite humorous to wind people up and tweak things and see people's reactions. That's what I'm getting with that. Just don't let it go too far. You are going... I've got career transition. I kind of want to... What they're showing me... And I'm not saying you are this person, but I'm showing they're showing a stand-up comic kind of thing to me on a stage. So I find that there's a lot of humor around you. You're lifting everybody's spirits by humor, and it's like deadpan. It's like quick with your humor. You're very on fire with your wit at the moment. But this is actually doing you good. This is actually pushing you forward more to the forefront. So you're being considered more because of this humor and because of this wit that you've got. Even a touch sarcastic, I would go with. You're making me laugh a lot, whatever it is, whoever this is, or whatever this situation you're in is. But I think you're finding the whole situation quite ludicrous around you. And it's just like comedy value, you know, it's like comedy gold around you at the moment, and you can't help yourself. And you are teasing this situation because how you're perceiving the situations. Honestly, it's really funny. Stop it. But this is doing you good. It's pushing you more to the fore, and that you're actually being noticed more because of this, and your qualities are being noticed, and actually you're being received better because of this, believe it or not. It's good to make people laugh. You're bringing people's energy up, and you're creating opportunity and creativity because of this humor that you're bringing into the room. So I'm loving this energy. Keep going with it, because people are resonating with you on this level. So I definitely want you to carry on going with this. I'm not saying be a stand-up comic. I'm really not. But that's the kind of vibe that it's feeling. But I also do feel that it's this in front of a lot of different people. So that could be what it is. So it's not just you. It's like you, but playing it out across all these people. So do it. Absolutely do it. Keep that humor going, because trust me, it's bloody beautiful.
She is. She's got Margaret has been around since we've all started, and I hope that resonates with you, Margaret, as well. She is the sweetest gal, and she makes us laugh, and she picks on all of us, the whole ghost dimension, but in a fun way.
Yeah.
And that's why we adore her so much. So that's awesome. All right, so let me give Miss Carrie Blackmore a card. Yeah, I love Margaret. She's pretty cool. And she does have a different wit about her, let me tell you. Like I said, she came in, she's crazy, dyslexic reader me. And she's also been crazy wee thing. Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
She made
All
me
right,
laugh.
Carrie Blackmore was just here in the United States. She came to, I don't remember the boy band. She came, I know Wahlberg was in it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but those boy groups were like when my kid was a kid, like her younger years. I don't remember, but she came to New York and spent some time in New York. So she just recently got back, and the card I've got for you today, my dear, is the moose. Okay, so the moose, definitely right into it right away, is bringing to me about solitude, but this isn't because you're being forced to. It's because you need the solitude to deal with your own things going on right now. And the moose are very powerful and very strong animal, even in their solitude. They take care of themselves. They take care of their calves very well. But you don't need the outside interference right now. And a lot of what's coming through is you're getting hammered with stuff. But then again, this is why Spirit is pushing up the large moose, the moose mother. You don't want to mess with the moose mother. I don't know if any of you have ever been up against a moose. They're absolutely huge. They will attack cars. We had them. I mean, we were driving on a highway and we could see the mother in the cab, and they were off to the woods, off the shoulder of the road. We slowed down in case they cut over. She turned and charged the car. We didn't do anything. And this is how fierce she is about her calves, her young, and she will protect them. And this is kind of where you're being put into right now. And I feel like it's a lot of like, it's like a lot of stress, kind of like you're like, I see looking around and like, what should I do? How should I do this? But I need to do this quicker. And they're saying, no, just do this on your own. Don't have to take in all the other kind of chaos that's around you, or people telling you how you should do things or how you need to do them the way they feel, and it resonates best with you, and everything's going to be good. But you need the solitude around you to be able to do that. So you might have to push people back a little bit and say, hey, I need a little bit of a break from everything. I got some serious stuff going on. And then you just take care of it. If their feelings are hurt, their feelings are hurt. It's not about them. It's about what you need to do and where you need to be right now. So that is your card, Miss Carrie Blackmore. Okay, now Gemma is one of yours as well, I think. Yes?
Yes, my Gemma.
Gemma? Yeah. Okay. You want to do Gemma, or you want me to do her?
I can do Gemma, but I know a lot about Gemma. That's the only thing I will say.
Okay. Yeah, let me do Gemma because I don't know anything about her. And then I'll have you take care of David.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I like to change it up a little bit. We get so many. Thank you guys. I see I think Cindy sent a sticker, and I know Vic, you sent a sticker for Bex and Sean. Thanks so much for putting those up there for them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and as you all know, I picked 7 because 7 is a sacred number, and there's 7 directions and 7 grandfather teachings. Now, this card, it's kind of interesting that it comes up today for you, and it's the heron. And the reason I say that is because I was just stepping out on just before I came here and found out I was late to the date. I had allowed kind of, I don't know if you've ever heard a heron call. They go, ah! They like yell, and you think it's a person. And I was like, what the heck? Where did that come from? And there was a heron, and it was kind of dive bombing me in front of the house. And they're very big. They look very prehistoric. So that's interesting that card actually out of 72 pops up. So for you, this is about the way the heron is. They're very loud. They let you know when you're there. They're there. but also they're very, very patient. And with whatever's going on, excuse me, hiccups, whatever's going on with you right now, I feel patience is needed, and you need to kind of not rush into things. You need to slow down a little bit and look at whatever this is that's going on. And they're just saying put the brakes on a little bit. And if you know about herons, they are extremely, extremely patient birds when they're going after like food. And they will walk, and it will sometimes take them 20 minutes to an hour to bring their foot up from the ground all the way up over and take another step. You don't even actually see them moving unless something startles them, but they're very patient. And they always, usually 90% of the time, I'd say they get what they want. So this is going to be your key thing right now. You have to have patience and show patience and keep patience, because it's really hard to do sometimes, especially when you've been waiting or you're like, you want to reach that goal, but you really need just a little bit more patience. And then while you're kind of patiently supposed to be waiting, kind of look around and see what's going on around it, because there's outside influences that are coming in, but stay on point and patient. So point and patient, and you will get that outcome that you're looking for. Okay, and that is your card, the heron. Yeah, they are, I don't know if you've got them over by you guys, but man, they are like prehistoric dinosaurs, the way they fly, and their neck is like so bent when they're flying, and their wings, they've got like a 6-foot wingspan. So they can be away from you and you can still see their wings going up and down. They are beautiful, beautiful animals. Anyway, next, David.
Okay. I think you're being very, Bear just talked about patience, but I feel like you're being very impatient with yourself, not with anybody else, but with yourself. And you need to just take stock, reassess, and then move forward again. So take your power back, right? And you're only going to wait. The only way you're going to do that is actually by stopping, reassessing, reevaluating, and then moving forward. You've been going hammer for tongue, too fast, and you've burnt out a little bit. And you, within the burnout, you kind of think, oh, I can't do it. Oh. So you need to stop, take stock, take your power back, move forward, and learn from that. Learn from that you move forward at a more slower pace. You pace yourself more. So you have a little lesson here. It's not a massive lesson, but it is a little lesson that you don't throw yourself into everything straight away. Take your time, one step at a time, just like the heron, but not maybe as slow as the heron. But learn the lesson that you need to take stock, reassign, reassimilate, and then move forward again, but do it in a much more measured way rather than throwing yourself into this project, that project, the next project. So you need to take your power back, because you go too fast, you burn out, you end up losing that self-worth and that self-esteem that you've spent so long building up. You know what I mean? So just restock it. You haven't lost anything. You just have to take a moment, go forward at a more steady pace, and you'll find that you'll go further, faster by doing that. And don't even waste the time on doing the beat up. We're all really, really good at beating ourselves. Oh, I failed again. Ooh. Forget that shit. Oh, sorry. I'm getting a bit pash. I'm getting a bit pash about this one. Forget that. Don't worry about the beat up. It's just you move too fast too soon. That's all. Take your power back, move forward again once you've taken restock. And it's going to be fine. It's just learning how to do it in the right pace for you. Don't measure your journey by everybody else's journey. It's your journey. So don't worry about that stuff. One step at a time. I feel a bit really impatient. You're like, oh, I want to do it all. One step at a time, love. You'll get there, and you'll do it well. So that's what I'm suggesting to you. That's what I'm saying to you.
You know, it's really a good thing to remember that we do all do that. I beat up myself all the time, you know. We're hardest on ourselves most of the time. And, you know, that's one thing I've said quite a bit is people, because the way society, the way I grew up in my generation and before that, they did too, was our parents and our family and everybody would say, you're last. You take care of everything else and everybody first. And then when they're all taken care of, then you take care of you. And do it, you know, the way you're supposed to. But the way you're supposed to is what resonates the best for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what a lot of people kind of forget. And they forget that if we don't take care of ourselves, we'll not be able to take care of anybody else. You have to have that grounding and that faith in yourself. And yeah, I can do this. So yeah, that's a reading that not only it's good for David, but it's good for everybody to kind of hear and remember that. Absolutely. 100%.
It's definitely a good reminder. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I get beat up all the time by myself. You know, I look in the mirror and say, okay, what are we doing today? You know? So yeah, it's easy to be. We all do it. We all do it.
Oh yeah. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And look at what you can do to move forward from it.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually told somebody that the other day. Don't base your stuff on where I'm at. Base your stuff on where you're at. You haven't walked the journey I've walked, and I haven't walked yours, you know, and people often do that too. They compare, and no two people are the same. Hello, Ness. How are you? And how's that little papoose doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, you got a really nice card today. So your card today, my dear, is the medicine wheel. Okay, this is a really important thing because it's all about balance, and as you can see, like there's different colors on it, and each section is a little bit different, and it's about blending and making that all into one and balancing. Okay, so it's balancing what's going on with you with the outside world, but you need to make sure that you take care of, again, they're talking about taking care of that core, that center, the most important thing to you and in your sacred circle, which is everything that you hold dearest and closest to your heart is kept there. And that's where you need to kind of focus your attention right now. Don't worry about the outside world as much. Because this is your time. This isn't anybody else's time, but your time with that sacred circle. And it's like they're almost showing me there's like hands coming out from different areas, and they're handing you different things. And it's all about prosperity. Prosperity, not necessarily, although when we all like it, in monetary value, but prosperity and good things that are coming to you and blessings that are there for you and support that's there for you. And the spirit lands are supporting you and wrapping you all, and they're sending and vibrating such love around you that's where you need to center yourself for a while and keep yourself there. Now, I know you've had the little boo, and you know that's a typical thing, but sometimes it's hard to balance that because children are a lot. When they're tiny, they're very dependent on us, but then sometimes we also forget to balance what we need as well so that we can take good and proper care of them. So this is all about you, just focusing on you for a while, not worrying about the outside world and what's going on. Just focus on you. And this is your time right now. This has been a kind of an unprecedented time actually for you, like an unexpected time. And they're just wanting to make sure that you're aware. You answer to no one. You just answer to you and what's important, and there's no guilt involved with that at all. And it's funny because as I was reading this, and this is actually I got from Carrie, and I actually got it for a friend that was downstate that is actually due sometime this month. And this was a beautiful piece that I had gotten from you, and it's the mother, right? And this, I believe you said that was Moonstone?
It's Sunstone, Moonstone, so it's got both Moonstone and Sunstone in it. I've got more of them coming.
And this is what I just saw with you, Ness. And this is a powerful symbol of motherhood, but motherhood goes beyond just giving birth. Motherhood is about who we are as women, and sometimes men as well, because they go down to that sacred divine feminine that they need to understand, just as we need to understand the masculine. But this is your time, and it's all about it doesn't mean it's about the baby. It just means about who you are as a woman, and you're going to find out more things about who you are at this time period right now than you ever have before. So you're getting stronger, and you're becoming what's the word they're using, all encompassing. So everything, you're having everything at your feet, and they're all blessings. So enjoy that time and celebrate that time. That's awesome. So that's your card, Ness, and congratulations on the little boo. He is so cute. He is just a little cutie pie. There's just actually been I lost my place. Hang on. I love when they do that. They jump all over. Okay, I love how many friends of mine are currently having little ones, and we just had another one last night from someone, and they're just, I don't think I'd want to do it over. I don't know about you, Carrie. I mean, if I went back, I mean, I was glad I had it. I'm too old for that.
Yeah,
it makes me tired listening to what they go through. Okay, so this one is for you, my dear Shonda Kelly. Hi, Shonda.
Okay, let's see what we can get for Shonda.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be droning on.
You're not being allowed to speak at all. You feel like you've got something on your throat. So there's something you need to say, but you're not not got the courage to say it, or you're not being allowed to verbalize what it is you feel. So there's something holding you back. There's a fear holding you back from being able to verbalize it. I would go as far as saying whatever it is you need to say, it's almost making you sick. Rather than say it, you would rather go and be sick. Do you know what I mean? That's how tight it is in my throat here. But you have to be courageous about this. You have to stand up for yourself, and you have to push through that and release that. The minute you do, you start standing in your truth. And when you stand in your truth, you won't go wrong. It's very difficult. I appreciate that. It's very, very difficult sometimes to speak your truth, and particularly if you're fearful of the outcome or the consequences of speaking your truth. So I totally understand that. But at this moment in time, it's strangling you by not speaking your truth. And you're not just strangling your vocal cords and that you're strangling internally as well, because you're not being able to express yourself in the way that you want to express yourself, in whatever way that is. Have the courage, find the courage, stand up, say what it is you need to say. I think you're going to be surprised at the response. I'm not seeing a bad response from what you say. It's almost like you say what it is you say that you've got this fear about, and everyone's like, knew that. What are you worried about? Do you know what I mean? But you've got to stand in your truth to do it. And only you have got that courage. You have got it. It's right down here. Pull it up, release your throat, say what you have to say in a very compassionate, empathic way, and you will be well received. I'm not getting a bad feeling. I'm getting a bad feeling more from your own fear of saying what you need to say, rather than the response of what you say. To be fair, I don't feel like it's going to be, it's going to be like, oh, okay, well, we knew that, so what's next, kind of thing. That's how that feels to me. But please speak your truth, my darling, because find the courage. Once you've found that courage, you'll never lose it. Trust me on that one. You might take a little while to tune back into it, but it'll always be there because you've done it once, and you can do it and do it and do it. And then you'll be able to verbalize your truth, and then you'll be able to blossom.
Thank you, Ms. Shonda, for joining, and I hope you resonated with what Carrie has shown you. All right, so here's a question. This is for you. What is the best crystal to use for protection for every day, but won't stop my ability from forming?
Okay, so personally, a good everyday crystal for protection is actually amethyst. It's such a good all-rounder. So amethyst is a nice gentle protection energy and gives you spiritual protection as well. So amethyst is a really good go-to for lots and lots of different reasons. If you're just starting, the tourmalines, the hematites, the smokies may be a little bit heavy. So start off when you're working and learning about your protections and how you work with that, because a lot of protection comes from yourself and your crystals will reinforce that for you. I would start off with an amethyst. Agate is another really, really good, lovely, soft protection crystal that you can use, any form of the agate family that is. So start with those when you're working with protection, and then you can step it up when you're when you know where you can flex. Do you know what I mean? Because if you put a black tourmaline in straight away, it may shut you down, too heavy, too far, too fast when you're learning your own abilities. So go for one of the lighter crystals to start with, and then you'll be able to, as I say, you learn your protection techniques, and your crystals are going to reinforce that for you. So when you flex that and you know what you're doing and your protections are there, the crystals are going to reinforce it. Then you'll be able to go to a heavier protection crystal. So start off with an agate or an amethyst is my advice on that one.
I have a question to kind of further that a little bit, and just kind of whether you this makes sense. Like, and we've talked before, there's stones that I work with and they won't mean the same to other people. Like, I can like come up with, and like I said, well, I'll use the green amethyst because I was lucky enough to be able to have you find me some. Those are healing stones for me, and I've used them for years when I could get the points when they were still around, for working with clients that had physical illness and as well as mental issues or family issues about balancing themselves, right? So the green amethyst always plays to that for me. Black tourmaline, I can have it, but it doesn't, for me, okay, it doesn't resonate protection. The more stones like the bloodstone and the garnet that I've gotten from you, that gives me protection because it resonates with me and who I am and my personality. And, you know, we've talked about how you can take some stones and they can be the same kind of stone. You put them together. It doesn't mean they like each other. It's kind of like people, you know, like, you know, I got that one, you know, the loudmouth that doesn't want to talk, Fred, you know, he was happy when his Pointer Sisters showed up, you know, you know, and who would have thought to put those three with him? Well, obviously he did, but you know what I'm saying? So the stones kind of resonate different with some people sometimes. Now, is that an issue for somebody that's starting off if they just grab something like she's saying, like black tourmaline we were talking about earlier? You know, is that gonna always be the right stone for everybody for protection?
No, there's a lot of generic out there. You get the book, you know, they've got the meaning, but that's a generic meaning. What people forget is you're a unique energy signature, and you're a complex unique energy signature, and you're a changing and evolving unique energy signature. So as your needs change, varying crystals will come in at varying times for you, and treat crystals like they're your friends. So varying friends that support you and work with you in a very different way. Like, you know, you have a friend that you go to is your ride or die, and you've got your friend that goes to is a good hugger, and you've got a friend that goes to that is like the good time girl. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, each friend serves a purpose for you, and that's exactly the same as crystals. And what I like in a friend may not be what you like in a friend or what you can work with in a friend. You might go, yeah, you know what I mean? So work it out for yourself, and that's where you use your intuition and your sixth sense. And the books and the guidance that you get out there are just that. They're a good starting point. But say you've got some, you know, say you've got a situation that you're dealing with, or you've got an illness that you're dealing with, or whatever. Research it. You'll get several options. Have a look at those options and then see which one is pulling to you the most. That's where your intuition, you know your body the best, you know your energy the best, you know that. People forget this all the time. Only you know you, the ins and outs of you. not the face that you put out to varying people. Like the work person is a different person to the one you show your family. The one you show your family is definitely not the one you show to your partner. The one you show to your partner is definitely not going to be the one you're with schoolmates. Do you know what I mean? So you know your energy the best. When you're faced with those options, go with what your energy is telling you to go with. If the book doesn't say that, don't worry about it. Just go with it. And you'll soon know whether it resonates or not, because you'll feel super comfortable and happy and feel the result, or you won't. And then you'll go, right, okay, wasn't quite right. So what's similar to that may be just a little bit tweaky that I can then maybe work with. And this is why you have to get past the magpie effect. I talk about the magpie effect all the time, which is when you go into a shop or you watch an online sale, the magpie effect is like, I want, it's pretty, it's shiny, it's lovely, it's cute. Yes, they are all lovely. I'm not going to deny that. I am the world's worst magpie, right, for crystals. But calm that energy down, breathe it through, almost go into that state where you're working spiritually, and then feel the crystal. And that will be the one that you need.
That's really makes good sense. Really makes good sense. And you know, I just am a firm believer, and it was good that I got back into the crystals again after I met you, because I used to be into them a lot, but because of the health issues I had and just the surgeries and all that stuff, I kind of walked away from a lot of stuff because I just didn't have the energy for it. So this has actually brought me back with the stones I've already had, and then the ones that I've purchased from you. And it's just so important to understand when people kind of look at you and say, oh yeah, right, crystals, or oh yeah, right, stones are going to help. They've been using them for centuries. They've been using them since BC. And every time I see a new archaeological report or archaeological dig somewhere, they're finding crystals and stones. I was watching one 2 nights ago where they actually uncovered the pre-bronze era, early bronze area, and they cut into the ground. And once they found where that was, because they were looking for something else, they started digging and brushing, and they found a piece of garnet that had been started to be worked for a piece of jewelry, and then it was stopped. And the reason it was stopped was at that particular time, that area was under like a Roman and a Jewish fight for the land. And I mean, totally. But to find this one particular piece of garnet that was beginning to be worked on, and the tools that were used with it, was amazing. And if you think that's going back pre-bronze era, that's like centuries back. So they've been using these stones for many things. Many cultures have. And I have a firm belief that I'm not saying they cure things, but I do feel that they bring and attract the energy and stuff that you need for whatever that situation is. So yeah, that's a great point you had too, my dear. A great point. Okay, now let me see. There you go. Good morning. She's from Tasmania, Australia. Go for it.
Okay,
that's cool. Tasmania. Hi, Donna. Thanks for joining us.
I don't actually want to put you where you are. I want to put you somewhere else, as in a different country. Are you from Tasmania originally? Because I feel like you're either going to go to another country, or you came from a different country to go to where you are. You're not where you are, if that makes sense. You are where you are, obviously, but I feel like there's a different country linked to you, whether or not it's you're going or you came from a different country to come to where you are, but you're not like there, if that makes sense. I don't know which country you're supposed to be in or where you are, but you are in Tasmania. I get that, but you know what I mean. Right, okay, with you, my darling. Okay, where am I feeling with you? Barren is what I want to hear. That's the word I'm hearing. I'm seeing a desert. It's almost like you're like, can't see any opportunity, can't see anything surrounding you that's particularly floating your boat, and you would love something to pop across the horizon and ignite a passion for you. It's almost like it's a boredom. It's like a boredom. So you're waiting for it. You're saying, right, okay, well, come on then, I need something. But you have to go out and look for that, is what I'm going to say with that. I want you to almost like emotionally connect again. It feels like you've disconnected. There's a disconnection there emotionally, because they're now showing me water in the desert, and when you find that water, it's going to flourish. So I want you to, that's how emotions water, right? That's where I went with that. So I want you to try to connect emotionally again. I want to put you, there's an animal shelter, something to do with animals, linked to this, and that's where you're going to get that emotional connection again, because whatever it is that's happened, I feel that there's this emotional disconnect. So I want to put you with animals, which will help you connect again. In fact, it might be a shelter, because there's lots of different types of animals in this shelter. It's not like a zoo. It's like birds and dogs and cats and that sort of thing. So I kind of want to put you in there, and that will help you to emotionally heal, reconnect emotionally, and then that trickle will start again for you, and you'll start feeling that passion coming back for you, and this barrenness will slowly will go, because once you start connecting emotionally, then you're going to start feeling like there's a purpose again, that you're not in this bored state. You're going to pull yourself out of that, and that's when eventually, and I'm going to give you 6 months to a year from this, where you start to actually start feeling really excited and enjoyment and living life again. So find something to connect, find something where you can emotionally connect. And I actually think with animals, they don't ask anything of you, they just want your love, and I think that's where you're going to find your connect. So check that out, and hopefully you'll be able to do that and move past this period for you. And I hope that makes sense, because that sounded ever so weird.
No, it really didn't. I was thinking, what are you doing looking in my house? I hope the rest I'm like, oh yeah, I got all the birds, and yeah, the cats are here, and yeah, the dog was here. I can't do a dog again, but I did get Phoenix. I did tell you, by the way, what he worded out the other day, right? Yeah. Did I tell you that? Did I make you laugh? Did I make you laugh when I told you what Phoenix started to say?
Oh yeah.
Well, there's more to that too, but yeah, that'll be interesting. But I'll let y'all in later. I'm not ready to let him in yet. He'll have his own little perch over here, and I hope he doesn't say what he was saying. But anyway, all right. So Mel Jane, I will give you a card. I haven't seen Miss Mel Jane in a while. I'm glad her life is going well, and she had fun at her investigation with Lee Craven. I guess they went out Saturday to the streets underneath somewhere in the UK. I forget where it is, because I don't remember where it is. But they had a really good investigation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Lee had been there before, but not everybody, it's not a familiar place. So it was cool. All right. So Mel. Yeah, there you go. And I'm going to have my cow stick its tongue out at you, too. There you go. Okay, that's your card today. Everybody's like, seriously? You pulled a card that is a cow for me? Yeah. Well, the cows are, first of all, if you've never worked with cows, and I don't mean at the bar, if you haven't ever worked with cows before, they are very loving and caring animals. And the babies, if you raise them from the time they're small, and it's kind of a one-on-one thing, they don't forget who you are. They love you. They think they're big dogs. They want to sit on your lap. If you're sitting down, they'll kind of try to lay on your lap, and they're great animals. Just amazing, and their hearts are huge. But the process with them is they have 3 stomachs. Okay, so everything has to go through, and that's what you call When you hear somebody say or ruminate, they're ruminating over something, it means they're processing it, right? And it's going through a little bit slower. So whatever this is, it's going on with you right now. It's like, oh, wow, boom, boom, boom. You've been run. You've been doing this stuff and you've been doing that stuff and it's really great and things are going good. And now there's something there and it's been like you've been giving a choice about something. And they're saying, okay, it doesn't matter which choice you make. It's what's best for you. What will work better for you. So don't look at it like if I take this one, I'll miss out on that one or vice versa. Choose what works for you. You are on such a forward momentum right now. I don't see that stopping for a while yet. So just take time. And it's like I see like maybe 2, 3, even possibly 3 choices for you, but it's all interesting and they're all interesting in different ways. So just make the decision, but ruminate over it a little bit. Think about it. Think it through a little bit. Don't just jump the gun and say, this is what I'm going to do because I'm scared I won't have it later. Okay, so that is your card, and it is the cow. And nice to see you, Mel. Tell Mom I said hi. I miss you guys. I don't see you guys on very much because I'm not always on anymore. Isn't that weird how the world just kind of changes and next thing you know, your life is like doing different directions?
Tell me about it.
Okay.
Oh, it's great fun when it does that.
Okay. All right. I see Kay is here. Hi, Kay. I'm going to go down a little bit more. I'm going to do a couple more. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you want a double banger. Okay. You can go first, Carrie, or you want me to go first? You're welcome, Nick.
I'll do him. I'll do Kay.
Okay, go ahead.
Kay. Let's see what Kay comes up for Kay. Oh, hello. Flipping cards out all over the place. Hold on. Right, what did you get? What came out? Because they both flew out at me. Right.
I love when that works.
Too fast, too far, too much passion. Rein it in. Prioritize. You're expending too much in the wrong areas. So you need to prioritize yourself and you need to hone it back. So don't give out too much to everybody else. Funny enough, this is almost like quite relevant because Bear talked about this earlier. Self-care is not selfish, but where you give your energy, be very discerning too. There's somebody being dishonest around you. They're not telling you the whole truth. So be very aware of what people are saying to you and tune into yourself and listen to yourself. Your intuition is going to tell you what that is and where that's coming from. But there is somebody being dishonest and they're taking and not giving to you at all. And I don't mean dishonest as in lying or being horrible about you or anything like that. What I mean is they're being dishonest in their intention towards you. They're a taker. They're just taking all the time. And you're giving quite freely because you're a lovely person. You like to give to people. It makes you feel good, right? Prioritize. Your needs are just as important as those persons' needs. So you need to stop with the passion to helping everybody, pull that back a little bit and prioritize. There are other people that need your attention more than whoever this is that's pulling on you all the time. I want to say it's a younger person. I want to say in their 20s, maybe late teens, 20s. It's just so draining all the time. But you've got to just stop and say no. Learn to say no. The power of no is incredible. And you will lose people because you said no. Good. Because you're looking after your own energy and they're taking too much from you and their intentions are not honest. They won't give you what you're giving them. And energy should be exchangeable. You should be exchanging energy with people, not giving everything to one person and then your cup's empty and you're exhausted and you haven't got time to do your housework or the things you need to do that make you feel good. So stop that. Love the passion. Don't want to kill your passion off, darling, at all. Not at all. But I want you to prioritize it. And I want you to be very discerning in where you direct your passion. All right? That's what I would say to you, Kay. But I love the energy.
Yeah, but isn't that the truth? I just had this discussion this morning with someone, and I said to them, why are you putting all this stress on you? Well, because if I don't do it, no one does it. And if I say no, they say, you've got to help, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wait a minute. So what? They're adults. They're old enough kids. They need to like give you respect and space. And a lot of people feel guilty and they don't know how to say no.
Yeah.
No is the best word in the world. If you can do it, do it.
Yeah. It's quite hard.
But if you don't have that in you and you're tired and it's at the end of the day or at end of a really crappy week, no. Who's going to do for me? Sometimes you have to like, what's given? The give and take has to balance. And people forget that and they feel so guilty because they're telling people no. And I just think that's the silliest thing in the world. Silliest. I used to do it when I was younger, like way younger. Not anymore. And it's not that I won't help anybody, because I will help anybody, but sometimes I can't because I don't have it in me physically or emotionally to do it at that time.
Totally.
So, yeah.
I heard something the other day that was quite relevant, actually. We've gone off on a bit of a tangent.
All right.
And I've gone and I read this phrase and I actually thought it was really relevant. And it goes, move from being a people pleaser to a soul pleaser. And there's a shift of perception there. Stop being a people pleaser, be a soul pleaser.
Yep. We forget to feed our own souls because we're so busy worrying about what everybody's thinking about us if we don't do something. And I just have gotten to the point, I'll do anything for anybody if I'm able to, but I'm not guilty about it if I can't. So yeah, that's really important. Great read. Okay. So Cara, I'm going to pull a card for you in a second here. Just give me a half a minute. But I do want to put this up. Sam Sweeting, her mom is having a major surgery on Thursday. And we want to put a lot of good thoughts and prayer up for her at this time and for the family because they're all kind of walking through it at the same time. And yeah, so I will keep you in my prayers and thoughts just as everybody else would here, Sam.
Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
100%. All right, so Cara, let's see. Well, hi, Mary Jo. I see you too. Okay, no, I'm not worried about stickers being sent, Cara. Those go to the kids, and they actually, I don't know if you even saw this. I just saw this the other day because I was talking with them. Everybody donated, and they got went out and bought a bunch of food for cat rescue over by you guys, and they took it all in to help the cat rescue because there's so many cats that are loose, and that's why I have another one in my house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, well, see, one person got the winged ones, and then Cara, you got the eagle. Okay, and again, the eagle is very prominent within my culture. Some cultures actually don't like them. I've actually been surprised that other countries are like, I think it was over in either New Zealand or maybe Australia. They don't like them because apparently they go down and kill the sheep and the cat, which they do here too. But it's a bigger issue there, and they've got different kind of eagles. But the eagle brings in strength. The eagle brings in courage. And for me right now, all I see is like you embracing. A lot of this today has been, you know, and Spirit Land always does that with me anyway, is about they kind of guide us down the same paths for the same type message so people can get it. And the eagle brings about strength, and the strength of your soul and the strength of who you are. And it's like time to move forward. It's not time to look back. It's not time to drag stuff from behind you. This is about moving forward. You have everything you need, every emotion you need, every person in the spirit lands that support you. You have people on earth and in your human walk that support you, Creator God and the universe. So everything's kind of timed perfectly for you right now over the next few weeks to just start to move ahead. And as you start moving ahead, things will become clearer, things will become stronger for you, and you'll start to live again in a different way than you have been in the recent past. So that's your card today, and it is the eagle. All right, I'm just going to roll down a little farther. All right. And hey, Cara, no, please, that you don't have to send me a sticker to be read. That's not how it works. Sometimes this kind of jumps up and down and we can't see it. And I know Carrie's seen these too. You can't read the comments because they're so dang fast. Okay, so let's see. Oh, there you go. New Kids on the Block. See, I didn't want to, yeah, she had a good time. I knew they were one of those groups, but those guys are like almost my age, so I don't really remember what they were called, right? Okay, and let's see, Gemma, I don't remember if you read it. Oh, okay, yep. Okay, good. All right, that works. Okay, so I'm gonna go down just one more, okay? Hang on, let's see if I can find one more here. Woo! Is it hot over by you?
It is quite warm tonight, yeah.
Okay. Shirley Pritchard for you.
Okay.
Okay. That was interesting. Something just jumped off my window and there's no breeze.
Okay. The experience you've got is relevant and needs to be passed on. And there is a way you can do that which doesn't put too much pressure on you. Does that make sense? I don't want to put too much pressure on you. I don't want the pressure of it. I don't want the pressure of it. That's fine. But you need to be able to pass that skill on, because whatever skill you've got needs to be passed on. So I don't know whether or not you're looking to pass your knowledge on, or whether or not you are wanting to expand your knowledge, but you just don't want that pressure. But when you actually get to it, you're going to love it. So you need to do that. You need to step forward and do that learning knowledge exchange thing that goes on when you're learning something. So there's something you're going to learn, but from your experience, you're going to pass on. And that's really relevant. But I also understand that you don't want the pressure at the moment, whether or not it's just like you've done all that. You've been there, done that. You don't want to do that again. But there's going to be a situation that comes up where you can still do that in a non-pressurized situation. And you're going to love it, actually. And that's going to make you feel all warm and cozy inside and very nice, but in a non-pressured way, because that's the pressure I don't want. I kind of feel that you've got yourself into a bit of a rut at the moment. It's almost like, I see sort of like a lot of staring, like purpose. I don't want to say purposeless. That's not what it is. But there's too much. You've got too much up here to not pass on. But you've got that experience. Oh, hello, I'm getting an echo now all of a sudden. So there's a two-way thing going on with the echo. Right. Definitely it's the reflection back at you. So you get knowledge and you give knowledge. So there's definitely a situation coming up around you. I don't see masses of people. I see more like 2 or 3 at a time, more than 1 at a time. But it's almost like, you've got it. There's a confidence there. There's a done it for many years. I know what I'm doing. But you need to pass it on, because that's the part of it. So I've got teaching and learning here for you. Keep an open mind, take the opportunity, see how it plays out. If it becomes too much for you, rein it back in. I don't think it will, and I think you're going to love it. And I think that is what's going on. I kind of want a garden. There's a garden to do with this as well. So I don't know what it is that you know, but it might be that you sit in a garden and just talk, and that's how you're passing your knowledge and wisdom on. But in that conversation, you learn something too. But it's definitely a two-way street. You definitely know what you're talking about. That is without doubt. You have that experience. You have that knowledge. But now's the time to start embracing that. And you will start getting something back from that. And that is going to make you feel all warm and cozy. We're not talking major passion. We're not talking anything else. But it's going to give you a really good feeling, because it is something that you you know, and it's relevant, and you can pass it on, and that makes you feel really comfortable and lovely and nice about it, and that knowledge then doesn't go to waste.
There you go. That's pretty cool. I'm going to ask you to do one more because they're requesting you.
Oh gosh, okay. The names of the people in your chat, they're brilliant. I'm loving them.
Yeah, and you know what's even more brilliant is they switch them up on me, and if I'm not in the daily show, like if I don't stop in and say, I don't know who's who, so it's like when I'm like, but they come up with good names for everybody. And apparently there's a story about Mel with the firemen, and I haven't quite got that yet. I'll have to find out and clue you in too.
Thanks. I love it. Those firewomen. She's got like, oh my God, she's like firewoman. Okay, so you're overcoming difficulties at the moment. So it's the worst is now behind you, and you're surmounting any previous challenges. Right, okay, challenges come in our life in many different forms, and I do not see this as a particularly good time for you that you've just gone through. Right, this is 2 months back. This was when the biggest part, or the pinnacle part of the challenge hit, which was 2 months back. I'm going back about 2 months, so I want to come forward from that. But you feel like you're only just over the pinnacle. You don't feel like you've come down too much on the other side yet. Momentum is coming. Momentum is coming. I'm seeing it's getting faster and faster as you move away from that situation. And you're not even going to look back at it. You're going to be like, situation? What situation? Challenge? What challenge? It's almost like it feels very intense still, even though you're 2 months removed from that. But that's okay. Because from now on, you're going to start moving forward with a bigger momentum and a much forward momentum. There's a freedom to it as well. It's not a heavy momentum forward. It's like you're leaving it behind you. So that's a good. So you feel freer. You feel lighter. You feel like you can do what you want. It's almost like the chains have been removed. I've got rid of the chains. Yeah, woo-hoo, I'm going to go forward. But you didn't know quite how to, because you're only just feeling like you've come over the pinnacle, as I say. But when you start gaining momentum and you realize that those chains really have gone from you, you are gonna swing. And not being funny, but the lightness of me at this moment in time is just crazy, because that is air pushing you forward and moving you forward. And you're gonna start embracing things that you maybe have been a bit fearful of before, or the challenge made you stop and not be able to do. But you're going to be fine. It's going to be good. And the more you do it, you're going to feel a lot lighter the further you get away from this. So I say this situation happened about 2 months back. You still haven't quite moved on from that, but you're going to. And when you do, it's going to be phenomenal, because you are really going to feel like you're supported and moving forward and achieving. And that heaviness that was on you, and that, as I say, it's almost like chains that you flung off. And it's almost like you get your strength back, and then you're going to move forward. But there's a lightness to you. It's like it's a lot lighter and fluffier feel about you. It's not a heavy move forward or a fast, as in like hurtling without direction. It's a lot lighter, and it's going to be very nice. I want to flick you and dance with you and feel like very light and fairy, and that's how you're going to feel. You're going to feel, tis gone. The challenge has been overcome, and you will move forward in life. And I love it. But the challenge was a couple of months back, which, sometimes they can be hard to move on from. But you're going to do that, and do it a lot lighter as well. The burden's gone. You've just got to recognize it.
That is like, Mel has... We've been, I think, well, since the pandemic, just before the pandemic started, everybody kind of back in 2019, we really revved up with Ghost Dimension, and Sean and Bex were doing daily shows. We were doing daily things, and basically it was to keep everybody lifted up, because it was a bad time for everybody, and it's still not quite over yet. But Mel, and there's more people within the group, have moved so far and embraced who they can be. I'm so proud of every one of them that have, because a lot of them were just not like getting the encouragement they needed, and Sean and Bex did a lot of that. They brought a lot, the kids brought a lot of people together, and we all support each other. That's why we all laugh at the names, and like Margaret puts crazy backwards Margaret, or wee thing, or Yo-Yo David started calling himself Yo-Yo, and we all pick up on it. And how everybody has moved so past where we started is phenomenal. And I love all these people, and that's why I'm so glad you've kind of entered into their world, because you have a lot to offer a lot of people, Miss Carrie, and I love you for that. So tell the kids that are watching and who rewatch where they can find you, and especially your crystal shows that you live feed.
Okay, predominantly all the crystal stuff that